I'm here with Pinnacle head coach Dana Zupke and Pinnacle corner Xavier Thomas. Coach Zupke, coming into this year, 6A, kind of different region. How have you assessed the teams that you're going to face this season and looking forward to the year?
Well, if you look at just 6A in general, with only 29 teams, everybody's good. It really starts with that. Every region was tough. They went with the tier system, and us landing with two former Premier Region teams. Makes for a pretty tough region, but it's really, we just traded Liberty and Centennial for Hamilton and Chandler, so I don't think it's anything we're not used to.
Does with that comes a lot of travel, and I know there's some teams in your region that have to go farther than others. But when you look at that from a standpoint of scheduling buses and stuff like that, can that be difficult, or do you think you've worked out a situation where that'll work?
Yeah, that's a great question, because that's been a challenge in our district, as it is with a lot of school districts. Just getting from one place to another, and that's one of the biggest concerns I have when they came up with these regions is how are we going to get there on time, on not just Friday night but Thursday and Wednesday for the lower level games. Present some challenges, but our district has responded. We've added a lot of bus drivers, so I'm hoping that the impact will be minimal.
When you look at the quarterback situation, I know losing Wyatt was big. He's a guy that contributed a lot over the years, but you've had a guy, Antonio Casillas, come in. I know you've also had some guys already on your roster. How have you assessed that battle through the spring and fall camp as well as we know the season?
Yeah, that's been kind of a forefront for us as a staff. I actually have my eyes on the quarterback room, just to make sure. We have so much talent. It's the deepest quarterback room we've ever had. We actually have 5 guys in the mix for the job. You mentioned Antonio Casillas, and then we had another transfer, Jackson Reeder from Sandra Day O'Connor. And then most people don't know about Wyatt's backup, but Drew Varsano has really made his mark. He earned his way up to team captain this year. I think he really had a great summer. And right now, going into full pads, he's QB1. And then we have a couple of younger guys, Braxton Lowe and Grayson Bull, rounding out the field. And we have confidence in all those guys. It's really a blessing, but only one can play at a time, and that presents its challenges. So we're just taking it a day at a time. And I don't think it's unlikely that we'll see several quarterbacks take some snaps this year.
You guys lost a couple of key playmakers, but you also bring back a couple of guys in your roster. How do you feel about the continuity of your group?
So we feel really good. I mean, like the guy on the defensive side, the guy sitting next to me, Xavier, coming up last year as a sophomore, we had some injuries. With one of our other underclassmen, Jai, at one point got hurt, and Xavier stepped up and played really well down the stretch. So him coming in as a rising junior with veteran status and experience is huge, because a lot of our juniors don't. Another big playmaker for us, another starter last year as a sophomore, Cash Silva. Cash really is, I would say, kind of the heart of our defense. He'll be in a lot of different spots. He's a playmaker. But those two young guys bringing up some experience. Obviously, I mentioned Jai Ewing, and we have another young D lineman, Ian Fulmer, who is only going to be a sophomore, but he dressed for all of our varsity games last year. And he's actually the strongest kid in our program, which says a lot about him as a physical player, very athletic. And then we have a couple other young guys, Aiden Ramos, and then we have D lineman, probably the most veteran player up front is Hayden Franklin. He's the last of 5 Franklin boys, but very talented, big interior guy. So there's definitely some ability on that side. We've actually, one of our tight ends, Tyson Muniz, has actually been playing some defense, playing some linebacker as well, because he's just an incredible athlete and very physical. Another one, Gavin Hammond, who right now is our running back one. He was rotated with Xavier last year. So between all that, we're young on that side, but very talented, very athletic. We saw it this summer. We actually, in a couple of the tournaments that we won in sevens, we have more shutouts than I think we've ever had. And you shouldn't have shutouts in 7-on-7, but that's how talented this group is. A lot of speed on the field, and I also have added a new defensive coordinator in Dominic Robinson, who brings Division I coordinator experience into our program. He was formerly a defensive coordinator at Drake a few years back, and obviously his son Deuce playing at Florida State. So he's a high football mind, and he's really catering to our talents that we have over there.
And Xavier, coach kind of talks about, you've already played a significant amount of snaps, even though going into your junior year. How have you really built up that leadership position and been a person that your teammates can rely on?
I think being a big vocal leader is something really big to me, and communicating and teaching the younger guys what to do on the field. And I think talking and communicating and stepping up is a really big thing for me, especially I was a younger guy on varsity, so that's really important to me.
How much have you learned from those older guys on varsity and now putting that, into the same position?
I learned a lot. Like Xavier Sanders, who was our starter last year, really took me under his wing his senior year and taught me so much, and I learned a lot from him, so he was a really big component. And Ethan Lanise, who he mentioned also got hurt. He encouraged me instead of him feeling bad or jealous in a way because he was hurt for the whole season. He also helped me and taught me a lot about the defensive side of the ball.
What is it about Coach Robinson that you've liked so far, working with him and getting to learn the defense?
I think last year, him putting so much trust in me as a sophomore to put me out there and not be scared, just teaching me to have confidence in myself is a really big thing. And when you make a mistake, he doesn't bash you. He pulls you to the side and tells you what the right thing to do was instead of getting on you a lot. So that's something really big to me.
And Coach Zupke, having Coach Robinson come in, how much have you seen him be able to work with those younger guys, but also those seniors who are already getting ready to leave, mentor them as well?
Yeah, I think Dominic brings not just a really, really high football IQ, but he brings a very positive environment on defense. And with all due respect to the guys before him, our defensive side of the ball is playing with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. Practices are incredibly spirited, and it's different. It's different than what we've done in the past, and I think in a good way. I think the kids are playing with a lot of love for the game and love for their teammates, and I attribute a lot of that to Coach Robinson.
And Xavier, going back to you just real quick, I know only going into your junior season, but talk a little bit about your recruitment, and are you talking to any coaches, any schools that are currently interested?
I currently, on June 15th, I got an offer from NAU after going to their camp, and I got a game day invite to Washington State. So those are some of the schools, and also UTEP and Wyoming have been on my radar, and just trying to stay focused and get some more hopefully with this junior season, but that's it so far.
What's your relationship with that NAU staff? There's a lot of local ties on that staff. Coach Roshman and Coach Tank. How much have you talked to them?
Yeah, it's great. I just recently texted them because we went up to NAU for their camp, just let them know that I was going to be up there. They invited me to go to their facility, which obviously at camp is very busy, so I didn't get the opportunity to do that. But I love the guys over there. Tank is someone I'm pretty close to, even before, because he was involved in the high school football in Arizona, so I kind of knew him through sevens and all that. And like you mentioned, Roshman is a great guy, so I like all the guys over there.
Coach, there's been a lot of different identities for a lot of different Pinnacle teams over the year. Is there something that sticks out about this team that is different than maybe some of the ones from in the past?
Yeah, I think one thing on the we haven't talked too much about the offensive side of the ball, and we do have some quarterback talent. But you mentioned, replacing Wyatt after being a 3-year starter, will definitely be different over there. And one of the things we're really excited about is up front. We have a few big guys. We have one lineman, Langston Asante, who was a 2-year starter at North Canyon, transferred to us last year, and then tore his ACL, and he's rehabbed and he's back. We got a transfer from Ohio who started as a sophomore. His name's Julian Jenkins, and plus 2 returning starters, Michael Laufenberger and Tanner Peltier, and then a part-time starter and Carlos Rios. we are going to be really big up front. Those guys stay healthy. I tell you what, this is the best looking group that we've had across the board, and they've been really good so far. And I think not just our ability to protect the passer, but I think our ability to run the football a little bit more effectively. And we've done a good job, I think, of being balanced, but so far I think we've looked good putting the ball on the ground, and Tyson Muniz, again, that tight end, he's a weapon because he's a very physical blocker and then playmaker out in space. So I think we always try to cater to our talents and to our strengths, and I think on the offensive side in particular, we're going to look quite a bit different.
What do you think your team is going to need to do to put all those pieces together and make a state championship run?
I think right now, and this again, I give Coach Robinson a lot of the credits for this, but and it actually is something that I'll give Coach Farrell at Highland a little plug.
He's gonna love that.
He'll love that. But they always talk to. We met with their staff a couple times, and they talk about trying to have 15 starters, 15 guys, or the elite 15. And I know we've adopted that on the defensive side. So I think that's going to be critical. Is not just relying on, hey, there's our 11 guys, and because injuries are going to happen, and games have the time of the game, people run out of steam, and having a guy to be able to come in and know that you have confidence and trust in that player, that's what I've seen so far. Is we have a lot. We're building more depth than maybe we've done in the past, and really we're doing that on both sides. And I think that's really the strength of our team is just our overall team depth.
Coach Xavier, really appreciate you guys taking some time. Really excited to watch you guys this season. One more last thing for you, Coach. Spencer got named the starter for the Saints in the preseason game. How exciting has it been just to see him in NFL action and also just develop as a human being?
Yeah, and it's amazing. I'm such a fan, and it's been so cool seeing him develop and grow as a player. One thing that happened before the draft that I wasn't able to talk about prior, but he had a private workout for the Broncos, and Sean Payton and the entire staff. I had a connection with the now GM of the Jets, a guy by the name of Darren Muji. Darren played for me at Chaparral, so we arranged kind of this little secret deal, and that was the first time I've seen Spencer since he had been out of school, and it was just amazing. He is so grateful for where he's at and the opportunities he has. Coach Payton was blown away. He came in and talked to me for a while afterwards about Spencer's ability to, they did about 2 hours on the whiteboard, just going over stuff and just talking to Spencer and seeing how much he's grown and matured over the years. It's fantastic. And I couldn't be happier for him. I'm not surprised at all. I was never going to be surprised about this because, ever since I've known him when he was about 10 years old, I'm like, this guy's going to be playing on Sundays some days. Just he's a special young man and very talented. And he's had a journey, but he's going to grind it out, and very confident that he's going to earn that job outright.
Have you talked to him at all about having another Arizona guy kind of in his room and being able to chat it up a little bit about high school football back in the day? I know they never got to play each other, I don't think.
No, we didn't play Hamilton back in the day, but they were both.
Well, you do now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the great thing is they're going to be able to talk some trash. Maybe knowing those NFL guys, maybe there'll be a little wager on the game. I don't know. I know they probably can't officially do that, but
yeah.
Might be like a steak dinner or something to practice. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, and that he's got another Arizona guy right in his backyard, and it's kind of interesting that we're in the same region as them now, and so it'll definitely probably give those guys some conversation at practice.
Awesome. Xavier, one last thing for you. What are you looking forward to most this season?
I think I'm looking forward to competing, and obviously we haven't gone very far in the playoffs in the past, and I'm ready for that to change. I think we're very strong on the defensive side. Like, we have so many guys that would start at other schools that are getting in rotation here. We have so much depth, like Coach Zupke mentioned earlier, and our team's very close. Like, Coach Dom will have everyone over on Thursday nights before the games and just hang out. So I think that's something really big for us is community. and I'm excited to compete this year.
Awesome. Coach Zupke, Xavier, thanks for joining us. And
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.